Well, hello and welcome to another Hazard video. We're gonna do day 2 here in Terraria. As you can see, obviously this isn't the house that was there during day 1. I got some suggestions through emails and whatnot that I should just make a new world into an area that wasn't in the desert, and since they actually just recently in today's patch changed it to where you can't spawn into the desert anymore, I figured it was probably a pretty good idea because it was going to gimp me on wood and everything and just kind of make it hard. So what our goals for today are, as you can see, basically everything's the same as it was that I left. The house is just slightly bigger. I put a stone back wall on this house, but we have our crafting table, our table, and our chair, and we have our lighting sources in here. Something I don't think I mentioned in the last video, but it is something I found out. Regular stone, like this stone, does not count as a floor. It either has to be wood, or it has to actually be stone turned into bricks. So regular stone like that does not count. So you can't get your merchants and your stuff like that if you go and make your floor a regular stone floor. Okay. So with that said, like I said, our goals for today are going to be to try to find some copper and iron, and some more stone, to try to get a furnace and an anvil, because you're going to need those if you want to make bricks, and you're going to need the anvil if you want to make any form of weapons and armor. So I have a cavern underneath my house right now, so I think what I'm actually going to do is just tear up some of this floor and put down some platforms, and we'll go ahead and we'll just go exploring into the cavern that's already down here. I don't know what's in it. I just built this house and logged off the server just so it'd be ready for when I decided to make the day 2 video here. So what I suggest that you bring with you if you are going to go exploring is definitely make sure you have some torches. And then I would say make sure you have a good number of torches, because you're going to want to light it up. And then you're also going to want to make sure you got a good number of platforms, because you're going to want to be able to get down into the dungeon, it's not a dungeon, into the cave safely, and you're going to want to return out of the cave. So you're going to want to make sure that you got a way in and a way out. And also lighting while you're down there. I'm going to go ahead and just switch my bar up to make it a little quicker here. So, you know, basically just lay it. This might actually be the end of this, so we might have to look for another cave. Oh no, there's a pot in some other rooms. Cool. You always want to, you know, break open any pots you find. They have money in them. They have all kinds of stuff. This is another thing, if you have played the game before, that they fixed today, that you're not supposedly be able to, you can't break out like the bottom sand block and then they all just fall down breaking, and if you're under it you get hurt. So we got some copper right here. This copper colored stuff is copper, so we'll break these pots to get them out of our way. We're going to get this copper. You want to grab copper because then you can get an upgraded sword, and you can also start building some starter armor, which is very useful. Any form of armor is very useful. So we'll go ahead and get this. There's some up there too, if you could see it. So I think what we'll do, and then go ahead and just mine over here to get into this. And I have my game sounds on. I don't know how well they'll come across the video, but you'll notice now that when you're mining out the stone, it makes a tinking sound rather than the thud sound it made before, like it does when which it still does when it hits the dirt, but that was another thing that they changed in the patch today. Those cobwebs up there too is something we're going to go ahead and grab. For starters, one of the basic things that you can use the cobwebs for is you can craft a bed with them. And when you craft a bed and click on it, it sets your spawn point to that bed. So you're not trapped having the default spawn point. You can actually like build a house and make your spawn point somewhere else. If you see this dark colored ore here, this is iron ore, which is nice. We're going to need more than 2. Actually, there's some more up there above it, which is really good because you only need 5 bars of iron to make an anvil. So it looks like we might be able to get an anvil out pretty quick here. Our 2 goals for the day might be reached pretty quick here, which is pretty nice. Oh yeah. I was thinking I didn't make that high enough, or was gonna need one in the middle here. You can kind of do like a ladder thing below them on those. You just kind of jump up. You got to be within 1 space of it, and then you can keep going down 1 space, so you can make a form of a ladder. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this crafting table, because I didn't initially plan on ripping the floor up right here like this. And it's a little bit easier for convenience purposes to just have all your anvil, your crafting table, and all that right next to each other. So you could just stand in one spot and get all your crafting needs done. So after you have your crafting table down, you need 20 stone blocks, 4 wood, and 3 torches to make a furnace. So we have enough for that. So we're going to go ahead and make the furnace. And then after we place the furnace down, we're going to open the menu back up, and now we can make copper bars and we can make iron bars. So we'll go ahead and just make up all the copper we currently have. And we're going to have to find some more iron. It's a couple ore per bar. I forgot about that. So we'll go find some more iron, but as you can see now, you can make gray bricks, and you could just kind of start making your floor look a little nicer, or use the bricks for walls and roof, whatever you want to do it. I'm not going to get into doing cosmetics to the house right at the moment. I want to try to, like I said, get our goal done for today, which is getting the anvil and the furnace, which we already have the furnace, so we're 1 step closer. And then you pretty much just kind of go exploring. You want to find a lot of copper, get yourself a nice starter set of gear. And while you're exploring, the other thing that you want to do is, make sure you're paying attention to all these different places. If you notice the different contrast of these ores here, this is silver, so there's no reason not to grab it. Silver, it goes copper, iron, silver, and then gold for the regular types of stuff. So silver's our 3rd step up, which means if there's enough here, we might be able to make, a couple steps up on a sword or something. It's only 10. I doubt it's enough to really get anything fancy, or might not even be able to get anything at all with it. When you have your mouse over your enemy, it'll show you how much health they have. As you can see, this wood sword is pretty crappy. Definitely want to try to get an upgraded weapon. So there's some copper over there. What I suggest is you just try to get a platform going across here. and then just start mining straight over into it, not trying to swim down, because it's really easy to drown on here because it's kind of hard to jump through the water sometimes. So, and you use your hammer to pull these up if you remember from the first video. So if you've used too many or whatnot, you're gonna want to go ahead and just pull up the extras, because here at the beginning of the game you're not gonna have a lot of wood unless you really spend a lot of time going out and farming up a whole bunch of wood. So what we'll do is I'll keep recording here for just a little bit longer while I find some ore and stuff, and then if I find enough to craft that anvil here pretty soon, I'll go ahead and go craft it. But if not, I'll just go ahead and look at finding some while the video's not on, and then I'll come back for day 3 after it's crafted. And then we'll spend day 3 just doing some more exploring and making weapons and stuff like that. So day 1 is the only thing you really need. It's just kind of like it was in Minecraft. You just kind of wanted to have a guide out there to show you how to make it through your first night in Minecraft. This was also before Minecraft got so easy, because now you don't even have to know how to do anything in there and you can make it through your first night. I mean, it's kind of a joke compared to how it originally was during the alpha. It was pretty hard. You were building a mud hut and just hiding in there so you wouldn't die, kind of like you do here on your first night, so the zombies aren't killing you. So we'll mine over here just a little bit further, see what we got. If there's nothing spectacular, no more iron ore or anything, like I said, I'll stop the video and then I'll get some stuff done with it not recording, and then I'll come back and we'll go on from there. If I find any chests or anything while the video's not recording, I'll leave them where they're at, and then we'll go down and explore and find it. If I find any heart pieces, I'll leave them there just so you can kind of see them. But I don't know, I just figured some videos here would be kind of cool. I think I might, like I was getting to earlier, I think I might just kind of change the concept of this from a how-to to a let's play kind of thing, and I'll just kind of show you guys what I'm doing as I'm playing through it. There's some gold up there, so I'll go ahead and try to get up there and get that gold, and just switch it to that. You can leave me comments and stuff on this video if you'd rather see just kind of gameplay versus how-to, because I mean, I'll go through what's needed for weapon crafting and stuff, because I have some really good gear and stuff on my main guy that I